much. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, and I'm so delighted to be here. This is my second time to be with V ago. So it's so nice to be back here and play some music with amazing WDRB band. We opened up the set with a composition of mine called Cityscape, and this featured Billy Test on the piano. Andy Hodera on the trumpet. And Hans Sticker on the drums. Now we're going to continue with an arrangement of mine, but this is a composition by Herbie Hancock, everyone's favorite, and this is from a masterpiece album that I love so much, Maiden Voyage, and this one is called The Eye of the Hurricane. Hope you enjoy. continue with another arrangement of mine. This is called For Now I Am Winter, and then this song is written by Icelandic singer-songwriter Olafur Arnalds. And we actually performed this piece 7 years ago with Phil Blackman, but this time we're gonna do with just instrumental version. And this is going to feature Ludwig, Ludwig Nuss, and then the entire trombone section, as well as Bjorn Sully from guitar. So hope you enjoy. This is For Now I Am Winter. continue with a composition of mine called Portrait of Guests, and this is a piece from my chamber orchestra in Munich's latest album called Beyond the Orbits, which was released in 2023, I believe. However, this is a world premiere of the big band version because I really wanted to do this composition with WDR Big Band, and I've never written this piece for big band, so I revised it, and this is a premiere big band version. So this is called A Portrait of This, and this is going to feature Garrett Baxter on the bass and Ben Fitzpatrick on the saxophone. So hope you enjoy Portrait of This. Thelonious Monk's the craziness, but the also genius part of him being a phrase maker that you listen to once of this melody and then you're going to remember forever. It's just looping, which is amazing. So I wanted to be creative as possible on this phrase. So let's see how it goes. And this is going to feature Johan Harlan on soprano saxophone and Andy Hunter on the trombone. So this is Friday the 13th.
especially with these musicians. You can't imagine what a thrill it is to write for them and to stand in front of such excellence. And so tonight, basically, we are trying to present to you our version of Miles Davis tunes in a particular era that really influenced me, my love of jazz, how that feeling for the time that Miles and his quintets had, Philly Joe, all those wonderful musicians were an education for me. The tunes that they played, too, were very straightforward, very simple, and easy to memorize, and somehow valuable, where each musician that plays it from Keith Jarrett, like Mel Rye, or Bud Powell, they can mold these songs of Miles's into their own style and feeling. And that's the other thing that I feel. I won't ramble on too much, but it's about feeling for me that's across generations that is still here, this music, in various guises, shapes and forms. And here's our shape and form tonight, just to give you an idea of his universal influence on jazz. So the first tune we played was Boplicity, and we had the wonderful Johan Herlin on alto saxophone there. And Jens Neufang daring to play a bass clarinet solo. This is a very famous tune. Every jazz musician has to learn this one at some point. It's called Four. And, but I call it Four all the time because as I was writing it, I was thinking about the keyboard. Just went and wandered in whatever direction it went. And Blackburn. And, well, forget you. Johan Heller, please. And Jens Neufang. What a band. This next tune, in my humble opinion, is one of the most beautiful in the world. Fine Lines. Fill in the details. And it's called Nardis. And here's our take on this beautiful tune called Nardis. Now you heard the way Hans Decker played big band drums. Imagine. Imagine to have a drummer listen to you like that. It's a sheer joy to play with. So it's been such an exciting week for me to have this caliber of musicians here. So we're going to close this first half for you by a composition, of course, by Miles Davis, Half Nelson, and of course, being Miles, I'll give you a clue in the middle of the arrangement. It's called Half Nelson.
be back in a bit, Sven, okay?
Matisse Sidra. Matisse. Matisse Sidra on tuba. We have Tim Hepburn on euphonium. Ludwig Nuss on euphonium. And Raphael Clem. Beautiful. Yeah, guys. That first part was actually a transcription from Miles's improvised solo, a French movie. The title of that take in the movie was called Florence sur les Champs-Élysées. Excuse my German. Anyway, it's one of those night scenes, and my dear friend, producer, and supporter, um, Ralph, he suggested to me that we do this for the band, and so Ralph Kemper, thank you so much. I appreciate that it came to this because it was really played beautifully. And then we segued into Bill Evans, Miles Davis, Blue and Green, in a somber mood because, you know, I believe that jazz really does have a range of emotions, and considering Bill's life, Bill Evans's life, and Miles's and stuff, I thought three euphoniums and a tuba might be appropriate. But it was beautifully played, guys. I don't know what I'm saying. So now this is an equally famous tune that we all learn as jazz musicians. Trial by Fire when you're young, but it's wherever we go, we play these songs still. They have meaning to us. And this is Miles's tune called Solar.
Okay, how's my sound now?
Sound check.
Perfect.
Yeah, your sound is perfecto.
Sweet baby. Welcome, brothers and sisters. It's 42 minutes past the hour. Saturday, December 27th. We're here to rock and roll about the resurrection of Christ. Nothing else means anything, actually. Really. We can talk about our death and our dying, but oh, how boring. Let us talk about the one fellow who busted death's chops. Well, Sven, want to read the essay? See if it makes sense and encourages our hearts to believe God.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay. Oh, by the way, boys and girls, hit the StreamYard link and come in. It's Saturday after all.
Okay. Let's see what we got on the table. Time is a measure of change. The greatest change of all is when Christ rose from among the dead.
How you like them apples?
That's actually brand new to me. Actually, I've only heard about Christ rising from the dead, but not from among the dead. So,
What do you reckon would be the difference?
no idea. I'm about to find out.
Okay, well, I don't address that, so let me tell you what's going on with this among business.
Sure.
Well, it actually strengthens the whole concept to throw in the word among, because if Christ rose from the dead, well, that's an interesting concept and an interesting thought, worth exploring. But if Christ rose from among the dead, the word among pits a lot of connectivity of Christ to all those who are still dead where he was. He was among the dead. When he died, where did he go? He was among the dead.
Okay.
Get it? Do you see that the word among is just throwing a wonderful color variation on the theme,
Okay.
So if he rose from the dead, if Christ rose from the dead, that's good. We're headed in the right direction on a conversation. But the Greek of the New Testament throws this word in here on a regular basis, that Christ was roused from among the dead. So the dead is our future. We all die. And at one time, Christ was among us as dead. You see the connectivity there?
Yeah.
It wasn't just that he was dead somewhere off, in Miami, Florida, laying on the beach dead. No, he was among the dead, and he was roused from among the dead. Something big and connective is going on here. And when he comes out from among the dead, this might beg us to believe that the dead, the rest of the dead, will follow suit because of the power of God in the resurrection of Christ. Why should we put any limits on the grand and glorious topic? And by saying Christ rose from the dead, that's a little bit limiting of the full scope of what we want to talk about and what is actually possible to talk about. But when we say that Christ was roused from among the dead, man, we are jumping to a huge, big, wonderful conclusion that the rest of the dead, whom Christ was among, will be sucked up into the vortex of life. Get it?
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. Because it is a novel concept, and I have been looking at this word among for decades now and thinking, why does the concordant literal New Testament throw the word among there? Well, it's because it's there in the Greek text, and so I've thought for years, why do the popular Bible translations leave the word among out? Because what? They're lazy? It's there. They're lazy. They think Christ rose from the dead is a shortened up version and gets the point across. Well, it might get the point across, but this point is even bigger than anybody ever imagined. Christ was among the dead, and then he was roused from among the dead.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
The greatest change of all is when Christ rose from among the dead.
do you see the power of it now?
I see the power, yes.
Yeah, a little bit more kick in the big concept.
Interesting. Saturday, December 27th, 2025, 7:14 a.m., 35 now, 36 later, rain today.
Actually, we have snow today.
Snow?
Yeah, I couldn't tell because I started this while it was still dark. I couldn't see that it was snow.
Oh, interesting. All right, rain/snow today, huh? Dear friend, we have in the resurrection of Christ from among the dead, died ones, the greatest, most amazing story we could ever discuss and explore. You see, every son of Adam is born dying. Dying is our lot. Our death is guaranteed. If we die early in life or late in life, no matter, we die. Our own personal death is a talking point. We love ourselves and our individual personal experiences, right? We love talking about our scars, our wounds, the time we broke our leg and got stuck in traffic for 3 hours straight. All those things are a measure of time itself. You see, time is a measure of change. Most of our daily conversations about time revolve around celestial movements, the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. We measure change because today is Saturday, it's no longer Friday, and it's no longer November. Therefore, it's changed to December. Other measurements of change revolve around geological and or political change. The Ice Age or the Obama administration, who won the Battle of Gettysburg, etc., would be ways of measuring time and thus change. No matter how you slice the story of our experience, I think we can say that death itself is the most common, the most unifying, the most universal of all experiences. We all die, we are born dying, death is our lot, death is our destiny. One fellow said, the graveyard is filled with indispensable men. How do I shut up about death and dying? It is the universal topic of conversation across the world and in every age. And yet, one was roused. Now we are talking change. Now we are talking time shift. Now we are talking something wildly different, wildly new. One was roused. This changes everything, brothers and sisters. This really changes everything. If Christ was the one roused, now we may seriously ask, what does this mean for one and all? If If death and dying is our universal experience, and along comes one fellow who died and was really dead, no question about it, and somehow, some way, this one fellow comes out of the tomb, unable to suffer death, dying, or anything associated with mortality again, isn't this the most notable time marker we could ever discuss?
Isn't that a thought?
Hmm.
The most notable time marker we could ever discuss, the resurrection of Christ.
Interesting. You are dying. You will die, but Christ died and was roused from among the dead.
Right. Well, let me change that from among the dead. Got it.
Okay. But Christ died and was roused from among the dead. And guess what? This event portends something marvelous about the future for one and all. He was roused, and this changes everything about everything. He is no longer dying. Romans 6:9. Having perceived that Christ, being roused from among the dead, is no longer dying, death is lording it over him no longer.
Sweet.
Death and dying is no longer the story we thought it was. Oh my, Christ died and was roused. Oh my, indeed. Now we have a new conversation. Christ was roused. This, brothers and sisters, is the power of God. Christ was roused. This is the extreme opposite of our common experience. Adam gave us death and dying, but Adam could not remedy the horror of it all. Listen, just thinking here, if someone could come along and remedy the guaranteed death and dying we all got from our forefather Adam, we might call that one the last Adam. And if we continue to reference mankind in such vulgar terms still, we might call that one the second man. And thus we have such language from our poet and apostle Paul. 1 Corinthians 15:45. If there is a soulish body, there is a spiritual also. Thus it is written also, the first man, Adam, became a living soul, the last Adam, a vivifying spirit. 1 Corinthians 15:47. The first man was out of the earth, soilish. The second man is the Lord out of heaven. I wonder if Richard Goko is gonna have a hard time with that one. But don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
Okay.
Time, so often measured in relation to death's certainty and dying's hot breath on our necks. Time can now be measured in death's impotence and eventually demise. 1 Corinthians 15:55. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? 1 Corinthians 15:53. For this corruptible must, it is binding, put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Time and death are very much associated in our common conversation. And one day, in God's timing, the death of death will be our common conversation. And in that day, every tongue will acclaim Jesus is Lord. The very first fellow to come out of the tomb, unable to die again. Read and see if you can memorize 1 Corinthians 15, the greatest plot revelation in the history of literature. Grace to you, Ace Theo, the reader. Coffee refill time. Come on in.
Oh man, I screwed up here. There's one passage I did not quote that's begs to be quoted.
Is it, I did see you did put,
Oh,
First
death, where is
Corinthians.
your sting?
Oh, death, where is your victory?
Yeah, victory sting. Yeah. Did I quote that already?
Did you quote it?
Let me see.
I think you got to go down.
Okay, going down, going down, going down. That's Romans, First Corinthians.
Oh, death, where is your victory?
There it is. I did quote it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you did 55 and 53. What about 52 and 54?
It didn't fit with what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okie dokie.
Hey, sober boy.
Hello. How's it going?
Nice haircut.
Thank you.
Well, sir, you want to read the essay for us there, Mr. Liverpool?
I can do, yeah.
Because it's been so long.
It's been a while. Yeah. Time is a measurement of change. The greatest change of all is when Christ rose from among the dead. Saturday, December 27th, 2025, 7:14 a.m., 35 now, 36 degrees later, rain, snow today. Dear friend, we have in the resurrection of Christ from among the dead died ones. The greatest, most amazing story we could ever discuss and explore. You see, every son of Adam is born dying. Dying is our lot. Our death is guaranteed. If we die early in life or late in life, no matter, we die. Our own personal death is a talking point. We love ourselves and our individual personal experiences, right? We love talking about our scars, our wounds, the time we broke our leg and got stuck in traffic for 3 straight hours. All those things are a measure of time itself. You see, time is a measure of change. Most of our daily conversations about time revolve around celestial movements, the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. We measure change because today is Saturday, it's no longer Friday, and it's no longer November, therefore it's changed to December. Other measurements of change revolve around geological and/or political change. The Ice Age or the Obama administration, who won the Battle of Gettysburg, etc., would be ways of measuring time and thus change. No matter how you slice the story of our experience, I think we can say that death itself is the most common and most unifying, the most universal of all experiences. We all die, we are born dying. Death is our lot, death is our destiny. One fellow said, the graveyard is filled with indispensable men. How do I shut up about death and dying? It is a universal topic of conversation across the world and in every age, and yet one was roused. Now we are talking change. Now we are talking time shift. Now we are talking something wildly different, wildly new. One was roused. This changes everything, brothers and sisters. This really changes everything. If Christ was the one roused, now we may seriously ask, what does this mean for one and all? If death and dying is our universal experience, and along comes one fellow who died and was really dead, no question about it, and somehow, somewhere, this one fellow comes out of the tomb, unable to suffer death, dying, or anything associated with mortality again. Isn't this the most notable time marker we could ever discuss? You are dying, you will die. But Christ died and was raised from among the dead, and guess what? This event portends something marvellous about the future for one and all. He was raised, and this changed everything about everything. He is no longer dying. Romans 6:9. Having perceived that Christ, being raised from among the dead, is no longer dying, death is lording it over him no longer. Death and dying is no longer the story we thought it was. Oh my, Christ died and was raised. Now we have a new conversation. Christ was raised. This, brothers and sisters, is the power of God. Christ was raised. This is the extreme opposite of our common experience. Adam gave us death and dying, but Adam could not remedy the horror of it all. Listen, just thinking here. If someone could come along and remedy the guaranteed death and dying we all got from our forefather Adam, we might call that one the last Adam. And if we continue to reference mankind in such vulgar terms still, we might call that one the second man. And thus we have such language from our poet and apostle Paul. 1 Corinthians 15:45. If there is a soulish body, there is a spiritual also. Thus it is written also, the first man, Adam, became a living soul, the last Adam, a vivifying spirit. 1 Corinthians 15:47. The first man was out of the earth, soilish. The second man is the Lord out of heaven. Time, so often measured in relation to death's certainty, and dying's hot breath on our necks. Time can now be measured in death's impotence and eventual demise. 1 Corinthians 15:55. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? 1 Corinthians 15:53. For this corruptible must, it is binding, put on incorruption, and this mortal must be put on immortality. Time and death are very much associated in our common conversation, and one day in God's timing, the death of death will be our common conversation, and in that day, every tongue will claim Jesus is Lord. The very first fellow to come out of the tomb, unable to die again. Read and see if you can memorize 1 Corinthians 15, the greatest plot revelation in the history of literature. Grace to you, ACO, the reader. Coffee refill time coming. Nice one.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Alice. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. That's a really nice vest jacket thingy you've got on. It looks very
Yeah. We call them body warmers. Yeah, it's
body
freezing.
wongs. Body wongs. Interesting.
You're on mute, Ace. We can't hear you.
Oh, very well. How's that? Sound check now?
Much better.
Okay. So, Wildheart, you know, down in the Amazon rain jungle, they don't have body warmers and parkas like that.
Yeah.
They run around mostly in, you know, a loincloth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it does turn cold, you know, when the weather does turn against them, they smear their body with pig fat. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm recommending that for you.
Yeah.
You no longer need that coat. Just, you know, when it turns cold, just smear your whole body with pig fat, and everybody will understand.
No,
you like for people to understand you, don't you?
No, I'll keep the coat if that's okay. Yeah.
No, they'll understand. When you're running around outside in a loincloth and a body is smeared with pig fat, they will understand. And that pig fat might help that attitude of yours too.
I've not got an attitude. That's ridiculous.
Hey, how'd you like the essay?
You know, I came in at the very tail end of it. I'm going to have to go back and skim through it again.
Okay, could you read it for us? Because you have a nice reading voice.
Thank you. Again, didn't he just get finished?
Oh no, but some people miss it.
Yeah, some people did.
You are
Some
evident.
people were willing to go back and put it on high speed. Let me grab my water real quick and then I will read. Hold on.
And get some pig fat too.
Hold on.
So I'm serious, Wildheart. How much pig fat do you think you would need to cover your whole body with it to stay warm?
A lot. I'd say at least a pint,
Mhm.
if not a litre. Yeah.
Oh man, these scammers, they just won't leave us alone.
What about a pig skin or a bear skin? Wouldn't that be more? Wouldn't that be warmer?
Yeah, well, you could get one. You could get one. I'd
Yeah.
love to see it on you.
Yeah. Or several pig skins. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think one would fit.
So how long have you been out of rehab?
One day.
So we're honored to be the first item on your freedom agenda.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got out yesterday. About 7 o'clock last night.
Well, good luck with your new life.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
All right, I'm back. I had to go pump it from the well, don't you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you run it? Okay, I guess I start with the title. Time is a measure of change. The greatest change of all is when Christ rose from among the dead. Saturday, December 27th, 2025. What are we, 4 days away from the end of the year?
Mm-hmm.
7:14 a.m., although it's a little later than that now. 35 degrees now, 36 later, rain, snow today. Dear friend, we have in the resurrection of Christ from among the dead, died ones, the greatest, most amazing story we could ever discuss and explore. You see, every son of Adam is born dying. Dying is our lot. Our death is guaranteed. If we die early in life or late in life, no matter, we die. Our own personal death is a talking point. We love ourselves and our individual personal experiences, right? We love talking about our scars, our wounds, the time we broke our leg and got stuck in traffic for 3 straight hours. All those things are a measure of time itself. You see, time is a measure of change. Most of our daily conversations about time revolve around celestial movements, the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. We measure change because today is Saturday, it's no longer Friday, and it's no longer November. Therefore, it's changed to December. Our measurements of change revolve around geological and or political change. The Ice Age or the Obama administration, who won the Battle of Gettysburg, etc., would be ways of measuring time and thus change. No matter how you slice the story of our experience, I think that we can say that death itself is the most common, the most unifying, the most universal of all experiences. We all die. We are born dying. Death is our lot. Death is our destiny. One fellow said, the graveyard is filled with indispensable men. How do I shut up about death and dying? It is the universal topic of conversation across the world and in every age. And yet one was roused. Now we are talking change. Now we are talking time shift. Now we are talking something wildly different, wildly new. One was roused. This changes everything, brothers and sisters. This really changes everything. If Christ was the one roused, now we may seriously ask, what does that mean for one and all? If death and dying is our universal experience, and along comes one fellow who died and was really dead, no question about it, and somehow, some way, this one fellow comes out of the tomb unable to suffer death, dying, or anything associated with mortality again. Isn't this the most notable time marker we could ever discuss? You are dying. You will die. But Christ died and was roused from among the dead. And guess what? This event portends something marvelous about the future for one and all. He was roused, and that changes everything, about everything. He is no longer dying. Romans 6:9. Having perceived that Christ, being roused from among the dead, is no longer dying, death is lording it over him no longer. Death and dying is no longer the story we thought it was. Oh my, Christ died and was roused. Now we have a new conversation. Christ was roused. This, brothers and sisters, is the power of God. Christ was roused. This is the extreme opposite of our common experience. Adam gave us death and dying, but Adam could not remedy the horror of it all. Listen, just thinking here. If someone could come along and remedy the guaranteed death and dying we all got from our forefather Adam, we might call that one the last Adam. And if we continue to reference mankind in such vulgar terms still, we might call that one the second man. And thus we have such language from our poet and apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians 15:45. If there is a soulish body, there is a spiritual also. Thus it is written also, the first man, Adam, became a living soul. The last Adam is a vivifying spirit. 1 Corinthians 15:47. The first man was out of the earth, soilish. The second man is the Lord out of heaven. Time, so often measured in relation to death's certainty and dying, hot breath on our necks, time can now be measured in death's impotence and eventual demise. 1 Corinthians 15:55. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? 1 Corinthians 15:53. For this corruptible must, it is binding, put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Time and death are very much associated in our common conversation, and one day, in God's timing, the death of death will be our common conversation, and in that day, every tongue will acclaim Jesus is Lord, and the very first fellow to come out of the tomb unable to die again. Read and see if you can memorize 1 Corinthians 15, the greatest plot revelation in the history of literature. Grace to you, Ace Theo, the reader. Coffee refill time.
Hey, coffee refill time is a measure of time.
True.
Well, sir, now what do you think of it, Halsey?
It's interesting. It almost sounds like, I guess when we die, we have no sense of time between the time that we die and the time that we're supposedly roused, if that's what happens.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that's like a blink of an eye. There is no concept and experience of time.
Right.
But what is the state of the soul in that little envelope where our bodies are dead, but our souls are waiting for resurrection? Like, what is the state of it?
It doesn't.
It's unconscious. It's just like inert, or
right. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't. So it gets recreated.
Mm-hmm.
Recreated.
Yeah, according to the language of the scripture, the soul did not exist, and then the spirit entered the soulless body and created a living soul. And so it's real popular among people who don't know to say that man has a soul, but according to biblical language, man is a soul. Adam became a living soul. Didn't say he had a soul, he became a soul.
Right.
And so when the breath, see, the word breath and spirit and wind are all the same word in the original language.
Okay.
So when the breath, wind, and spirit exit this soilish body, this clay body, the soul ceases to exist.
Okay, but where is it, like, in the interim? How will it re-manifest when it gets roused? How will it know who it is?
That's the business of God. I don't think we could, it's not revealed. all the technical steps of, how it would be reconstituted, except that God will grab all the dust, because we become dust again, and put the dust back together and breathe into the dust, and we will become living souls, more than living souls.
Okay.
We will be vivified at that
So
time.
at that time, though, do we have another actual physical body, or is it somehow like a non-physical body?
I think it will be physical, but kind of like more than physical. It's something that we've never conceived.
Something that doesn't decay or age
No,
or
it
get sick.
doesn't decay, but I suspect, because Jesus came out of the tomb with his scars,
Right. And wasn't bleeding, right?
he was not bleeding. He had no blood left.
Yeah, which is crazy, because then what was his heart doing? How was he animated? Like,
Exactly. He was animated by the breath, wind, and spirit.
but
Of
must have been of God. Yeah, of God, because you need your nervous system and your brain to walk around and talk to people, right?
So
Even Jesus, right?
So
because he had a human body, so
I think we can say about Jesus after the cross, when he came out of the tomb, that he was more spirit than he was before.
okay.
He was animated by spirit rather than by what we know in our common experience. Yes, the spirit enters our flesh, our soulish, soilish body, and we live. But Christ, after, when God puts all this stuff together and we all put on immortality, it's just a concept that we've never heard of before. And that's why Paul's language talks about the new humanity.
Mhm.
Is,
Okay.
it's not like Shelley, what's her name? Mary Shelley. It's not like that, where the guy, electrifies a dead body and it
Right.
rises from the dead, but it's still mortal. It's going to die again. See, Mary
Right.
Shelley could not conceive of something like this.
I think that when people, when they're alive, imagine an afterlife, they imagine themselves. They imagine that they will feel like themselves, that they'll have their memories, they'll have, they'll want to see people that they love, etc. And so, but it almost sounds like we're not actually sure if we end up being ourselves when we reemerge as that other person. Our souls have to be totally recreated, and are they recreated the same way, or are they different somehow? Like, have they had anything removed or improved?
Yes, they will have something removed. Mortality will be removed from their experience.
Well, okay, right. Go ahead, Mathar.
And sadness as well, because there's no sadness in heaven. So
all memories of sadness, or
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
or maybe just not the memory, but the sadness that would be attached to it. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, Wildheart, I've got a phrase for you. You might want to write it down and make it your phrase.
I've not got a pen at the moment. I'll remember it.
Okay, get a Sharpie and write it on your forehead.
Oh no, I have got a pen. Yeah.
I'll write it in the private chat, Ace. That way he could look at it.
Okay. If it's not funny now, it soon will be.
Right.
Isn't that a great phrase?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and among the brothers, that we have studied their literature in the Concordant movement, they have a little phrase that that evil plus time equals good, which is very similar. If it's not funny now, it soon will be.
Yeah.
Remember when I broke my leg? Oh my God, 10 years ago. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Let me tell you all about it. But
Yeah.
right in the middle of breaking my leg, oh my God, it was not worth telling about. All I could do was sweat, real sweat. It was so awful. But time, evil plus time equals good. And if it's not funny now, it soon will be.
Yeah, I like that.
And here on the screen, it says, this mortal must put on immortality. This is fascinating. So, Halsey, I suspect we will have plenty of our memories, but they will be, they won't be painful memories because, I can look back at the time I got divorced, broke my leg, had a car accident. I can look back at it and say, man, that was interesting. But during those awful experiences, right in the middle of it, I didn't say, this is interesting. I said, oh, God. So I suspect we will have our memories to give us contrast to appreciate the immortality that we actually do have. Hey, remember when we were mortal, Halsey, and how crazy it was?
You think we'll run into each other in the afterlife?
Of course, it'll be fun.
Of course. That's another thing that I think people imagine, and I wonder, like if we, like, let's say I get there. Do I have to think of you in order for you to appear, or how does that work? Because I'm wondering if when you appear, is it somehow my version of you that appears, and 5 or 6 other people or 10 other people might have their own version of Ace that appears to them, or is it always going to be the same Ace?
I don't know.
We all going to be in the same room?
I don't know.
No, it's just like, I think there's these ideas, that we imagine seeing the people that we know and care about. Like, how will we find each other? I guess I'm a logistical sort of person,
Right. Yeah. Will we have orange socks? Because I like orange socks. Oh yeah, we'll have orange socks, kid.
I have this author that I think I might have given you the book before, but I wasn't sure if you ever read it. Did you ever read the book that I think I gave you called Breakfast of Champions?
No, I never read that.
Okay. His writing reminds me a little bit of yours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I have this little passage. I could put it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny. But we could talk about it later since we're talking about like your main topic now. But I was going through some old pictures, and that was a screenshot I took of this page in the book, and I thought, hey, this kind of reminds me of how Ace writes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I guess that's a compliment, huh?
He's funny as hell. Yeah.
My favorite line in this essay is right here on the screen. It says, and thus we have such language from our poet and apostle, Paul. I like that. Yeah, I love calling him our poet. Mm.
Okay.
What are you laughing about now?
Oh, it does have a little tidbit about free will in the writing.
Oh.
Yeah. Just made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I like Christopher Hitchens. I have to have free will. I have no choice.
I like that. There was a joke that I posted somewhere. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But it was about someone. I think Ace would appreciate the joke. But let me find it real quick. Things get buried. Okay. So, oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay. A Calvinist arrives at the gates of heaven and sees two lines to enter: predestination and free will. Naturally, he heads to the predestination line, where an angel stops him and asks him why he's there. He said, "Well, I picked this line because I'm a Calvinist and believe in predestination," he says. And the angel says, "If you picked this line, you made a choice. Head over to free will." After a few minutes, another angel approaches the Calvinist and asks him why he's in the free will line. He says, "Someone told me I had to come here."
That was good.
So, Halsey, part of the reason I wrote this essay is in absolute response and contradiction to the likes of JG and Eric.
Really? Okay.
Are you two still fighting?
No, we're getting married. We're getting married next month.
You might as well.
Uh-oh, the English contingent is arising.
It's building, yeah. Hello, Dwayne.
It's building.
Hi, Donna.
Good day.
Oh, hi, Dwayne.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello, laddie. You all right, like, yes? Good lad. You keeping off the shandy wild?
Yeah.
Sticking to a cup of tea?
Yeah, well, bubblegum pop.
Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah. I just imagine we're both doing it now.
Here's something for you, Ace.
Somebody, sometime, who, sometime he tried. What?
It's a gravestone.
Oh, yeah. Somebody, sometime to sometime he tried. Yeah, I heard on W.C. Fields' gravestone, all through his life, he used to make a joke that he'd rather be dead than live in Philadelphia. So his gravestone says, "On the whole, I think I'd rather be in Philadelphia."
What's the topic, Ace? What have you written today?
So, English boy. It would be a thrill to hear it with your accent. Hit it, Dwayne. Turn your mic on.
Let's get my glasses on. Time is a measure of change. The greatest change of all is when Christ rose from among the dead. Saturday, December 27th, 2025. 7:14 a.m. 35 degrees now, 36 degrees later.
Boy, it's going to get warm, huh?
Rain, snow today. Wow. Dear friend, we have in the resurrection of Christ from among the dead, died ones, the greatest, most amazing story we could ever discuss and explore. You see, every son of Adam is born dying. Dying is our lot. Our death is guaranteed. If we die early in life or late in life, no matter, we die. Our own personal death is a talking point. We love ourselves and our individual personal experiences, right? We love talking about our scars. our wounds, the time we broke our leg and got stuck in traffic for 3 hours straight. All those things are a measure of time itself. You see, time is a measure of change. Most of our daily conversations about time revolve around celestial movements. The movements of the sun, moon, and stars we measure change because today is Saturday, it's no longer Friday, and it's no longer November, therefore it's changed to December. Other measurements of change revolve around geological and or political change. The Ice Age, or the Obama administration, who won the Battle of Gettysburg, etc., would be ways of measuring time and thus change. No matter how you slice the story of our experience, I think we can say that death itself is the most common, the most unifying, the most universal of all experiences. We all die. We are born dying. Death is our lot. Death is our destiny. One fellow said the graveyard is filled with indispensable men. How do I shut up about death and dying? It is the universal topic of conversation across the world and in every age. And yet, one was roused. Now we are talking change. Now we are talking time shift. Now we are talking something wildly different, wildly new. One was roused. This changes everything, brothers and sisters. This really changes everything. If Christ was the one roused, now we may seriously ask, what does this mean for one and all? If death and dying is our universal experience, and along comes one fellow who died and was really dead, no question about it, and somehow, some way, this one fellow comes out of the tomb, unable to suffer death, dying, or anything associated with mortality again. Isn't this the most notable time marker we could ever discuss? You are dying. You will die. But Christ died and was roused from among the dead. And guess what? This event portends something marvelous about the future for one and all. He was roused, and this changes everything, about everything. He is no longer dying. Romans 6:9. Having perceived that Christ being roused from among the dead is no longer dying, death is lording it over him no longer. Death and dying is no longer the story we thought it was. Oh my, Christ died and was roused. Now we have a new conversation. Christ was roused. This, brothers and sisters, is the power of God. Christ was roused. This is the extreme opposite of our common experience. Adam gave us death and dying, but Adam could not remedy the horror of it all. Listen, just thinking here, if someone could come along and remedy the guaranteed death and dying we all got from our forefather Adam, we might call that one the last Adam. And if we continue to reference mankind in such vulgar terms, still, we might call that one the second man. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Rough, 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 rough.
Hello?
Uh-huh.
I'm back, 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And thus we have such a language from our poet and apostle Paul. 1 Corinthians 15:45. If there's a soulish body, there is a spiritual also. Thus it is written also, the first man, Adam, became a living soul. The last Adam, a vivifying spirit. 1 Corinthians 15:47. The first man was out of earth, soilish, The second man is the Lord out of heaven. Time, so often measured in relation to death's certainty and dying's hot breath on our necks. Time can now be measured in death's impotence and eventual demise.
I love that.
1 Corinthians 15:55. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? 1 Corinthians 15:53. For this corruptible must, it is binding, put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Time and death are very much associated in our common conversation. And one day, in God's timing, the death of death will be our common conversation in that day. Every tongue will acclaim Jesus is Lord. The very first fellow to come out of the tomb unable to die again. Read and see if you can memorize 1 Corinthians 15, the greatest plot revelation in the history of literature. Grace to you, Ace Theo the reader. Coffee refill time. Come in. So it's about death. But who defeated death? Jesus.
Yeah.
Well put together, mate. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll not be long. I'm just seeing my mate.
You are dying. You will die. But Christ died and was roused from among the dead. Be right back.
Everyone's leaving. What's going on?
Ace is back. You are dying, you will die, but Christ died and was roused from among the dead. And guess what? This event portends something marvelous about the future for one and all. He was roused, and this changes everything about everything. For even as in Adam all are dying, thus also in Christ shall all be vivified, zapoioed, quickened, animated. He is no longer dying. I'm glad you didn't die off on us, Wildheart.
Yeah. I'm quite glad to. Yeah. What is that Zoopod? What does that mean?
Well, the Greek word there in the concordant version is translated vivified. In the King James, it's translated quickened.
Yeah.
But the Greek word zapoio is a compound verb. Zo is to live.
Yeah.
It's where we get our word zoo. You go to the zoo to see living animals.
Yeah. Oh,
if they were all dead, you would call it a taxidermy service.
yeah.
if they were stuffed animals, you know. So we go to the zoo. So the word zoo is to live. And the word poio is a real active verb, a strong verb throughout the whole New Testament, poioed.
Yeah.
And it means kind of like, it's a real heavy verb. It's kind of like put, do, kind of like work. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not an easy one to translate because English idiom doesn't have that kind of cadence, right?
Yeah.
So we could, you know how we have this phrase in our culture, he was put to death.
Yeah.
Well, we could translate Zapoiod, put to life.
All right. Yeah.
See the
Like-
put, the power of the put. He was put to
Yeah.
death. Like that's a lot of power, according to, you know, our human understanding. He was put to death.
Yeah.
But this word could be translated put to life.
Yeah.
And the word poio is where we get our word poem,
All right.
right?
Oh, wow. That's good.
So it's in Ephesians 2:10, we see the word poema, which is a variation on the theme.
Yeah.
It says we are his workmanship, we are his craftsmanship, we are his achievement.
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult to translate the word because it's such a powerful word in the Greek,
Yeah.
you know, and we would have a variation on the theme in English. So what does the word Zapoio mean? It's like we are the living achievement.
Yeah.
We are put to life. We are, one way to translate it would be live do. So let me use live do. For even as in Adam all are dying, thus also in Christ shall all be live doed.
Yeah. So it takes an action, basically.
Yes, a heavy duty action, because live is an action word, and do and the poio is an action word. Zo is an action word, and poio is an action word. So we, I guess, could call it a compound verb.
Yeah.
It's quite a powerful verb that even the King James has to acknowledge by using the word quickened.
Yeah.
In Christ shall all be quickened.
Is that where that comes from? Quicker. Yeah.
Remember that the very first Leonardo DiCaprio movie when he was still a teenager? It was called The Quick and the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we get that word.
Ah.
The quick and the dead. That would mean the very lively living and the dead.
Yeah.
So it'd be the extreme opposite of death and dying.
Yeah.
Really, really alive.
I've heard the term quickening. That's what you mean, right? Like
Yes.
bringing to life.
Mm-hmm. To the extreme as opposed to death and dying. And you know, I've had a lengthy ongoing argument with Eric, who wants to marginalize this word and say it doesn't really mean much because God's going to make you alive and then throw you in the lake of fire. So what the fuck good is that, you know?
Right. He'll make you alive just to let you know that now that you're conscious again, you're going to be tortured forever.
Yeah.
And I love you. I love you, my little creation. This is like those, those moments where they showed the dad that is taking off his belt. He said, "This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt."
Yeah.
No, it's not.
And that's why you live with a piece of cardboard in your pants. I've had the experience where I took one of my kids, that was misbehaving, into their bedroom, closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, all right, play it up now so Mom will know if you're getting punished. And then I would spank the bed itself.
Nice one.
That's funny. Did that correct his behavior?
Yes, it accomplished two things. It satisfied the little woman,
Mm-hmm.
and my child was very grateful that, I wasn't taking it all so seriously.
Yeah, he kind of had a deal with you at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good play. I like that.
Oh, on one occasion, my daughter, she was all of 10 years old or 12 years old. She did something regrettable, and I said, "Get over here." And she came over, and I said, "Turn around." She turned around. She was really nervous about the upcoming spanking. I said, "Now bend over." And she bent over, and I said, "Now spank yourself."
That's funny.
And she spanked herself and was relieved that it wasn't so
So you
awful.
do, yeah. It just had to make a little noise. That's it. Do you want to see that thing I had?
Sure.
I'll read it if you want, but I'll put it up on screen.
Okay.
All right, there we go. So I'll give you a little tiny brief of the characters. They talk about Dwayne Hoover a little bit, but Kilgore Trout is this strange, reclusive guy that got called to an art festival because his short story won an award, and he wasn't aware it was even entered into any contest or anything, but somebody finagled something and he won this award and has to go travel somewhere for the first time in 30 years or something, and is on the road when he meets this person, Dwayne Hoover. And Kilgore Trout and Dwayne Hoover met in Midland City, which was Dwayne's hometown, during an arts festival there in the autumn of 1972. As has already been said, Dwayne was a Pontiac dealer who was going insane. Dwayne's incipient insanity was mainly a matter of chemicals, of course. Dwayne Hoover's body was manufacturing certain chemicals which unbalanced his mind. But Dwayne, like all novice lunatics, needed some bad ideas too, so that his craziness would have shape and direction. Bad chemicals and bad ideas were the yin and yang of madness. Yin and yang were Chinese symbols of harmony. They look like this. The bad ideas were delivered to Dwayne by Kilgore Trout. Trout considered himself not only harmless, but invisible. The world had paid so little attention to him that he supposed he was dead. He hoped he was dead. But he learned from his encounter with Dwayne that he was alive enough to give a fellow human being ideas which would turn him into a monster. Here was the core of the bad ideas which Trout gave to Dwayne. Everybody on Earth was a robot, with one exception, Dwayne Hoover. Of all the creatures in the universe, only Dwayne was thinking and feeling and worrying and planning and so on. Nobody else knew what pain was. Nobody else had any choices to make. Everybody else was a fully automatic machine whose purpose was to stimulate Dwayne. Dwayne was a new type of creature being tested by, and I think there was the creator.
Scroll it up.
Yeah, it's just a screenshot. I have the book, but
Okay.
I believe that there was a missing word there by the creator. Only Dwayne Hoover had free will. And that's where we step off the story between these two characters, and they remain interacting throughout the book.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, that is some vivid writing.
Yeah, that was good. I've got a fun story from when I was in rehab. We went to an old people's home and sang Christmas carols. And there was a guy that he hadn't talked to anyone for like 3 years.
Wow.
He hadn't interacted with anyone for 3 years. And at the end of the caroling, he got up and shook everyone's hand as we were walking out. That was really, yeah.
Did you call it an old people's farm?
Home.
Home.
Oh,
They grow them there, Ace. New crop of old people just got in.
Although there was an old man there as well, what kept pinching everyone's bums when they went by. You know, the women. Yeah. That
I
was
love that.
They didn't stop them? Like
I
the
love that because
workers?
by the time you get that old, he says to himself, "What the hell are they gonna do to me?
Yeah.
What the hell do I have to live for? I don't need a reputation anymore." I used to do jail ministry and old folks home ministry, you know, back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And I remember one old guy there, he had Alzheimer's, you know,
Yeah.
and he only had one phrase, you know. He called me in, he said, "Me and Susie, way back, way back. Me and Susie, way back." He just kept repeating it. Like you could fill in the blanks yourself.
It must have been a really good memory if that's the only one that kind of sticks out in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally speaking, Halsey, have you ever heard of Italian Alzheimer's?
No.
Yeah. Italian Alzheimer's is where you can't remember anything except a grudge.
That's funny.
Oh, I will. Good see you, man. Get your ass in here. Yeah.
I see. I resent you the PDF of that, Ace, and I also sent it to you, Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if
Oh,
anybody
okay.
else wants it all. I have a link to a drive, or I could send the PDF directly.
Cool. Cheers.
It's pretty funny.
This is Miles Davis music.
Oh, I like Miles Davis.
Nice.
He's the son of Jethro Tull, and so is he.
Oh, how is he?
I like
Yeah.
Jethro Tull.
Yeah, my dad liked Jethro Tull. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend that was very, very into them, and he exposed me to a lot, and it never left my collection after that. So,
Mhm.
Ace, are you gonna miss Christmas music? You were getting pretty into it.
I know, wasn't I?
Hmm.
My
I
place.
was liking it. You know, I usually don't listen to it voluntarily, but
Mhm.
I was really liking all the different choices you were making, and it was very pleasant to have it in the morning time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had the same 3 songs on over Christmas, like just repeatedly on every radio station. You know, the
Oh
Christmas
no,
song.
which one?
What was it? Thingy of New York, the Pogues. I wish it could be Christmas every day,
Hmm.
and another one. Yeah, just on constant repeat.
Are they like songs, like pop songs, or they're not Christmas music songs? They're like
Yeah, Christmas song. Yeah,
not carols, though,
yeah,
right? I've never heard of the.
yeah. Not carols.
Okay.
No, no. Yeah, pop songs. Yeah.
I think of Christmas and British pop songs. I can't help but think of the movie Love Actually.
Yeah. Was that Hugh Grant? No.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a great cast in that movie, actually.
Mm.
So now you have a
That movie had great direction
originals, which are
to weave a dozen stories together and make them overlap.
great music.
Yeah, and all be resolved in the end too. I like that.
Mhm.
Hearts forever.
Sort of resolved, not always to the best resolution, but
So regarding Christmas music, Halsey,
Nirvana
yes.
hop over to Russ Taff's Christmas album.
Okay.
Russ Taff is a crooner, and
Nice.
he put a jazz band together for backup, and it is the greatest crooner Christmas album I've ever heard.
Really? Russ Taps. Okay.
T-A-F-T.
Oh,
Russ.
Taft's. Okay, got it.
T-A-F-T.
All
Taft.
right.
Nirvana blues. The idea being this, we sometimes reach nirvana, but we resign ourselves to fade and come back down again.
I've got to nip out for a minute. I'll be right back.
Nirvana blues.
I see it here. 1992 album.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
I never get tired of that album.
Nice.
Somehow it always sounds fresh.
Very cool. I have a Christmas playlist that I've been collecting a lot of stuff towards, and not a lot, but only special stuff,
Mhm.
Wow, yeah, he's got a great voice. Just did a
Doesn't
little
he?
sample. Yeah.
And the backup band really accentuates his singing.
Yeah, definitely. Here she is, Jethro Tull's daughter. Wow, Cool. You mean Ian Anderson? Or are you kidding or what? Do you ever go to any jazz concerts or shows?
Of course.
You should, if next time you go to a jazz concert of any kind, you should do a little live streaming from there. That'd be awesome. What a great trumpet piece, eh? Damn.
Is Chet Baker on your list anywhere?
I love Chet Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked at a music store for a while, like not instruments, but records and CDs and stuff, and like a used store. And there was a jazz guy there, a guy that knew it really well that worked there, and he was the one that first introduced me to Chet Baker.
Yeah, Chet Baker has a real soulful voice.
Yeah,
even his horn playing is real soulful.
Definitely, yes. It has a lot of longing in it,
You ever heard of Waylon Jennings?
Waylon Jennings, the country singer? Yeah.
I heard an interview with him many years ago, and he said he wanted to hire the best musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And so he brought these guys in who were the best musicians, and they were all jazz guys. And he had to put a leash around their neck to keep them from going too far. He said, "This is country, man. Cut that shit out." But, I just thought it was funny.
That is funny.
So I can imagine it was a chore for them to play country. And it was in their heart and soul to jazz it up.
Did you ever see the movie The Blues Brothers?
I never saw that.
There's one scene where they go to this bar because they don't have any money, and they lie and say they're the band that they're expecting. Mm-hmm. And it's like a country bar, right? And of course they don't play country. And so after the audience reacts badly to what they do start to play, they do two songs over and over again, the only country ones they know, which is the theme from Bonanza. Or no, Rawhide. Sorry, Rawhide. You know, and then also "Stand by Your Man," sung by a man.
This, as I said before, is
Funny movie though.
listening to these great musicians, and each of them have a personality when they play. You know, they're distinct in the way they approach their jazz and their lines and their music, and so. But when they play with the band, they subliminate those personalities and become one machine that is a magnificent swinging thing. Many years ago, I was associated with a wonderful singer by the name of Irene Kral, no relation to Diana, whom you might know. Irene had one L. And we made a couple of albums together, one that keeps returning to me, a solo album I did with her called Where Is Love? And you might want to look that up sometime. And unfortunately, she died in 1978. And soon after that, I was inspired to write a tune for her. Also, I might mention that there is YouTube video of Irene and myself around just before she died, playing a new Johnny Mandel song with Dave Frischberg lyrics called You Are There. And she was the first to sing this beautiful song. So anyway, I'd like to dedicate this. It's called Don't Ask Why. And you're going to enjoy it, as I certainly am, to hear Carolina Strassmeyer play alto solo on Don't Ask Why.
Hey, she's got a sax now, not the flute.
Very nice. Yeah. I think it'll be fine. Also, I would like to mention Wim Boot on lead trumpet player and on second Rob Bruyens. I hope I'm saying it enough, but I have to see when Wim and Rob work together like that, to hear the lead trumpet leading a band as if it's a solo, you know, it's a very exciting and very moving thing to me to hear, and to watch Wim giving out like that. It's very rewarding. So practically 50 years ago to the day, my last chart for Woody Herman, when I was still very much into Miles, as I still am, and that whole scene, that swinging thing, I wrote something called Bebop and Roses. So not much has changed musically for me in 50 years, but I've been practicing and I've been studying hard. So culminating in this evening, and I have to thank everyone here for supporting us and this wonderful band. So we'll close this part of our thing with of my tunes called Bebop and Roses.
God bless you.
That was good. I enjoyed that. Cheers.
I just had my birthday 2 days ago with these musicians and in Cologne. As Woody Herman would do, he'd say, I just turned 10. And, and a greater birthday gift I could never have, and I will cherish this forever. So these great musicians.
Who is that? He looks familiar.
Who hasn't had a shot yet, really, is our man.
What'd you say?
Who is that? He looks familiar.
His name is Alan Broadbent,
All right.
and it's the WDR Big Band.
Ah, cool.
And this concert is called The Birth of the Cool, or The Birth of the Kind of the Cool.
Nice. Cheers.
Magnificent member, Paul Heller. So I'd like Paul to have a go. Put him on the spot, but this is a great, another jazz musician's test. Very bright tune called Tune Up. So could we tune up, please? Yes.
Well, sir,
That was cool. I like that.
and now for a taste treat that can't be beat, B for Vendetta.
Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Ah,
That was cool. I like that. Yeah. That was good. Mac the Human says, I heard the Home Alone kid played V. Was that Macaulay Culkin? That's a deep voice for Macaulay Culkin. Do you know what I mean? No, not really. Okay.
actually, you know who played V?
No.
It was Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Oh, was it? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like that guy. Yeah.
Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to wind it up there. Thank you so much for stopping by and looking over my shoulder while I scribbled out some notes about the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ and how it changes everything about everything. And you don't even have to believe it. It will capture you in the vortex of the power of God. Grace to you, peace from God, our Father, and the Lord Jesus Christ. Have a happy Saturday. Maybe we'll pick up the discussion again later this afternoon. Meanwhile, breakfast is calling. I'll put the after show link in so you can hop in here if you want some more small talk. Bye for now.